Xabi Alonso is building the dream project in Madrid. But there is one problem that could destroy everything. Vinicius and Mbappé, the two players who are supposed to be the most important weapons for the team, have turned into the biggest threat to the entire project. And they are causing a huge crack in the system. It's giving Xabi Alonso a major headache. So take it slow with me, and let's break down the biggest problem in Xabi Alonso's project with Madrid. And together, we'll explore the most realistic solutions for this crisis. I'll also remind you of a small detail that no one noticed, but it was the real key to solving this crisis. So without too much talk, let's begin. Xabi Alonso is a coach with 3 core principles. He never gives them up in his football philosophy. The first and most important is organization and unity in pressing. Alonso relies on high, organized pressing as a tool for both defense and attack. It's not just to stop the opponent from building up play, but also to win the ball back quickly and launch a new attack from an advanced area. For Alonso, pressing is not a luxury. It's a big part of his identity and philosophy. But for pressing to work, you need 11 players moving together. Each player must stick to their role, especially the forward line, because the forwards are the engine of the press. If they press well, the pressing system becomes strong and hard to break. If they don't press, the system becomes weak and easy to break. That's what Guardiola once said in a famous quote. He said pressing starts with the strikers. If they don't press properly, everything behind them falls apart. And that's where the big problem starts right now in Madrid. Vini and Mbappe, 2 of the best players in the world with the ball. But without the ball, sadly, there's no commitment, no pressing, no teamwork. Both of them are very late in pressing. Sometimes they just stand and watch. Other times they track back too slowly. And in both cases, it's a disaster for Madrid. For example, when both players just stand and watch, the opponent easily passes between them to the free player at the edge of the box. That player is supposed to be Vini and Mbappe's responsibility, and once the first line of pressure is broken, and the opponent's free player receives the ball in the middle, then the press has failed completely. And now the midfield gets exhausted, because the opponent finds it easy to pass to the free player in midfield. So naturally, the coach tries to fix the problem by pushing the whole midfield line forward to press. But again, because Vini and Mbappe don't press with intensity, the opponent's midfielders easily find the free player in behind Madrid's advanced midfield, and they pass to him easily, because the pressure on them isn't hard enough to make it difficult. So again, the whole high-pressing system breaks down, and the main reason is very clear: Vini and Mbappe's laziness. And I'm not just talking about high pressing. Even when Madrid decide to drop deeper, especially against big teams, and switch to mid-block defending, the same problem continues. Vini and Mbappe don't press the ball carrier. Since both of them don't apply enough pressure, the opponent enjoys a lot of comfort in possession. They move the ball around freely, and they keep finding the free player, whether behind Vini and Mbappe, or behind the Madrid midfield when it steps forward. Again, Madrid's defensive system becomes weak, full of gaps. So after everything we explained, it's natural to ask one big question, a question with 3 letters. Why? Why are Vini and Mbappe the problem? Why don't they press? They are supposed to be the most important players in the system, but they are the ones breaking it apart. From the first day Mbappe joined Vini in Madrid, it was clear there was a problem, not just because both like playing on the left, but because both want the ball at their feet. They both want space to run into, and they both want to be the main man in every attack. Simply put, either wants to serve the other. Each one is used to being the star, taking the space, making the decisions, holding the ball as long as possible. This created an indirect rivalry on the pitch, and the biggest problem is either one is willing to change or sacrifice for the team. You always see moments where Vini has the ball and Mbappe doesn't move, or the other way around. No chemistry, no connection. It feels like each one is playing his own match, and in the end, the entire system suffers. But now let's talk about the hidden solution, the one Alonso discovered at the Club World Cup. After all these problems, there's a key question. What's the solution? Is there a way to solve this difficult equation? The truth is, the solution appeared in the Club World Cup, and almost nobody noticed. Xabi Alonso had a rare chance to find the answer himself. The opportunity came on a silver platter, because Mbappe missed the tournament due to injury. At first, everyone thought this was bad news, but in reality, it was a gift for Alonso. Alonso decided to replace Mbappe with young striker Gonzalo Garcia. The young talent brought something Mbappe didn't: discipline and commitment. Now Vini was alone on the field without Mbappe. And what happened? We saw a different Real Madrid. Organized pressing, connection between the lines. Vini himself started to track back and defend. Gradually, he became more committed. The whole team started working. the laziness disappeared. But then came the expected news. Mbappé returned from injury. He was ready to play again, and he played alongside Vini in the match against Paris. The result? Exactly what you'd expect. The same problem came back. Laziness and lack of discipline. The whole system collapsed. Madrid lost 4-0 to Paris because of the individualism and lack of structure. After the match, Alonso gave a statement. He made it clear. His goal is for Real Madrid to play as a team, with the ball and without it, to be one unit. A system that works together, not one that relies on individual brilliance and chaos. And that experience said it all. The first solution is now clear. One of the two players has to leave, and the news says that if anyone is going, it will be Vini, especially since he's asking for equal wages with Mbappé to renew his contract, which means, even off the pitch, there's indirect tension. But of course, that solution is not easy. No one in Madrid's board wants to lose a name like Mbappé or Vini. That's why, if this solution is too difficult, then Alonso has no choice but the second solution: punishment and discipline. If the board thinks letting go of one of them is too hard, then Alonso must be firm and direct with the players. He must send a clear message to all the stars, starting with Vinicius and Mbappé. No one is guaranteed to play, even if you're the star. The team will play only those who commit, those who press, those who serve the system. This is where football punishment comes in. Whoever can't serve the system or stay committed simply sits on the bench, and someone else comes in to serve the team. Alonso must use the bench as a disciplinary tool, not just for rest. From the very start of the season, there must be a red line. If Alonso can really enforce that principle, then we will see a completely different version of Real Madrid. A team of stars, but stars who support each other, not stars fighting for personal glory. And in the end, here's the conclusion and summary of this episode. In short, Alonso doesn't need to choose between Vini and Mbappé. He needs to choose between chaos or discipline. The decision doesn't have to mean sacrificing either player, but it must involve clear rules from the beginning. Commitment is not optional. Pressing is not a luxury, and no one is bigger than the team. If that message is delivered, Madrid will become an unstoppable collective force. If not, the whole team will pay the price. And finally, I really want to know your opinion. Do you think both players can commit and follow Alonso's vision? Leave your opinion in the comments. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. That's it for now. See you next time.